Okay, welcome to That's Good Broncos podcast on a Friday here in colorful Colorado. I'm Brandon Perna here with Will Keys, the 7th. And we've got some Broncos news to discuss. A player has departed the team. Trey Lance, now the betting favorite for the Broncos to draft. I owe Aaron Donald an apology because he looks pretty damn innocent in this fight that happened. So he had charges, a guy filed charges against him. Some surveillance video came out. Looks like Donald will be in the clear. And then Washington football team. They've got some names they've been throwing around. Tom Grossi obviously been pulling for the Wildflowers. But Demon Cats, top of their list, and Will's going to go through the other names that Washington football team could have. Today's episode brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, America. Top-rated sportsbook app. Use code DNVR when you sign up. DNVR had Melvin Gordon on their podcast today, the Three Ring Circus, on their YouTube channel or where you listen to their podcast. So make sure you check out Melvy Gordy with the DNVR guys. Don't know why he didn't give us a call.
How long he come on our podcast? It's because I think I know why. It's because when you were on their show, the headline or the title for the Three Ring Circus was Melvin Gordon's DUI made him more likable.
Well, that should make him want to come.
No, I know, but it was the title for that show, not ours.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, because they originally had it titled something about YouTube legend Brandon Perna on the show today, and then we co-streamed it to my channel. I was like, I can't call my own podcast Brandon Perna YouTube. Yeah. Also, benchwarmerbrew.com if you want to buy my coffee. You want to taste my beans. You want to put my beans in your mouth. Get that bittery taste of coffee sliding
Swish them right up
down the back of your throat first thing in the morning. Benchwarmerbrew.com. Really good coffee. Organic, ethically sourced shit, so you know it's nice. Okay.
Ethically sourced. Brandon sources them himself ethically in his backyard.
That just means I do it sober. Okay. Before we get into real football news, I was supposed to get my shot today, my first vaccine. Had to cancel because yesterday, wife's car comes home flat. So we've got this weird car situation. Car seats, picking up the daughter, shuffling shit around. I'm not a real man. I can't fix a flat tire by myself. Then I find out her car doesn't have a spare tire, which is actually okay. It has these things called run flat tires. So I could have probably driven it to the tire place, but the hole in the tire's pretty big. And I'm like, I've never driven on run flat tires. I don't want to risk it. I'm like, oh yeah, you pay for AAA. Just get the tow done. So I got that done. But had the car even had a spare, I couldn't get the fucking lug nuts off this morning. And I was trying pretty, all my man strength, I was trying to get those things off. And then I thought she just picked up a screw. But what was in her tire was actually this. This entire drill bit was all the way in her tire. All I could see was this little tip here. So I thought it was a screw. And then I was like, it was kind of weird that the end of the screw is pointing out. So I got under and really took a look at it. And I was like, there's some more metal in there. So I was pulling it out. And I was like, holy fuck. And it just kept coming. And
it's like when you pull like the ribbons out of a clown's mouth or whatever.
Yeah.
Magician. Yeah, sure.
And it was equally as disappointing as that magic trick. What's weird is it went into the tire blunt side first. So I don't know how it got in there. But I just wanted to show people what the fuck was in the car this morning. So I had to deal with that. But we're getting it fixed. We're getting it taken care of. Is it it's emasculating, right? Something that makes you feel less of a man. Emasculating with an E?
I think so. I think so.
That
we go with yes.
It was one of those mornings where Everything I did failed. Everything.
And now you are no longer vaccinated, or you're not vaccinated.
Nope. I
You were
gotta
never, but
gotta reschedule that shit. Because the drive was it was like a 40-minute drive to where I had to go to do it. So I was like,
yeah. Why the hell do we all have to like go like at least 30 minutes away to do this thing?
I don't know.
It's absurd. They should show up at your door.
Yeah, they should.
I shouldn't have to get off my couch. Yeah. Honestly,
if they made us sit on our couch for the last year, they should come to our door to finish the job.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it would freak. Like, I think it would freak people out more if somebody came to your door with a needle, though. Like, there are people who are already skeptical, right? I think that would freak them out a little more.
Teach their own. I would prefer the convenience, but I could see how it might look a little dystopian.
Yeah. What I want, I want somebody that knows a lot about run flat tires to tell me if there's a hole like this big in your tire, if it's still safe to run on it.
What if your tire got flattened by a loose COVID vaccine needle?
I think it would have been okay.
That'd be a bummer.
Yeah. I
think you'd probably make it.
Well, we can.
If your tire can't survive that, it's no tire at all.
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But I did feel good getting some of my AAA money's worth.
That is good. Yeah. I don't pay for it, so I'm terrified of anything happening on the road.
Yeah, I've used it twice. I think it's worth it. You can get like some of your insurance companies cover that shit, but I don't pay for it through there since I do AAA. Anyway, I also tried to. I tried to put some fucking Gorilla Glue on the hole to see if it would hold. Like, it's one of those things like as I'm doing it, because the tire place is literally a mile and a half away. So I was 90% sure I could drive it there based on what I learned about run flat tires. And then I was like, let me just see if this will slow the leak down enough would make me feel comfortable driving there. Like, I didn't give a fuck about messing up the tire anymore, but I don't want to mess up the rim, cause another piece of damage that is costly. And so I gave that like an hour to dry and harden, and I filled the tire back up with air, and the leak was slow, and then the pressure of it just pushed through that Gorilla Glue. So it was one of those things, like, as I was doing it, I'm like, there's no way this is going to work. This is like one of the dumb things some dumb idiot does that real men make fun of him for trying to do. And I tried it anyway. So I
probably would have tried like duct taping it.
I thought about duct tape, but
yeah. Duct tape and Gorilla Glue probably would have done the trick.
Yeah, I needed two. That was the issue.
All right. Well, I'm trying to find a segue. I'm trying so hard.
The Broncos also only have one hole on their roster, and that's why Trey Lance, betting favorite for the Broncos to land.
Masterful. You see why he is a legendary YouTuber.
Yep.
All right. So the Broncos, we found out via, what the hell is this place? Okay, just Play Colorado on Twitter, saying sportsbooks peg the Broncos as the favorites to take Trey Lance in the NFL draft, at least for now. For those in Broncos country who don't want a quarterback, Denver is also a favorite to take Patrick Surtain. So I think this has a lot to do with stock rising for Justin Fields to the 49ers at 3. I think it's probably going to push Trey Lance down a bit, or Mac Jones. But I think if you had to take a bet right now, I'd say it's like 50-50 that the 49ers take Fields versus Jones.
Yeah, we on Clickbait Sports last night, everybody thought it would be Justin Fields. So I think like the perception is that Justin Fields is a better quarterback than Mac Jones. He's more athletically gifted. Maybe you could argue there are some bigger flaws in his game for Justin Fields to correct, but like the ceiling also higher. So it would be, I think from a fan's perspective, very strange if the 49ers took Mac Jones. That said, Michael Lombardi yesterday said 98% of NFL teams believe the 49ers will take Mac Jones.
Hold on a second.
Also,
98% of teams.
Yeah, well, that was the takeaway from that was Michael Lombardi, not only not a reliable insider, also not a reliable math guy.
He's like, yeah, we get it. Like, you used to be a GM. You are no longer a GM. I don't think teams like you. That's why he's never like stuck in one place. I don't know. I just don't
believe
trust
him. I don't believe shit
he
says.
Yeah. He's one of those guys where you have to take it with a massive, massive shaker of salt.
Yeah, yeah. I don't trust him as a source, which makes me think the Fields thing might be more real. Obviously, like, you think Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers know how to evaluate a quarterback. But it just seems like Justin Fields is a better guy. So let's just assume they take Fields. Who's then, if it's not the 49ers, then who's high on Mac Jones, and why isn't Mac Jones the betting favorite over Trey Lance? So to me, it says Justin Fields goes to the 49ers, then the Broncos become the favorites to land Trey Lance, either at 9 or via trade up. It means really people still think Mac Jones is the 5th best quarterback.
Right. Yeah. So we assume so the way we had it laid out at the beginning was always, I mean, not at the beginning, but a few weeks ago before the 49ers trade, it was Lawrence, Wilson, Fields, Lance, Jones. All of a sudden, the 49ers make the trade. Chris Sims starts, he starts wondering if it's for Mac Jones. Suddenly, the list turns into Lawrence, Wilson, Jones, Fields, Lance, kind of a toss-up at that point. So now, if the 49ers take Fields, Mac Jones isn't suddenly the 4th quarterback. He should be the 5th quarterback where he started, right?
Right.
But like the perceived interest that the 49ers may or may not have had in Mac Jones suddenly has bumped his stock to now we're like talking about him. Oh, he's definitely going to be in the top 12 now, whereas he was, late teens, 20s before.
Yeah. So, no matter how you shake it, it seems like Trey Lance is who betting sites believe George Payton is highest on in terms of actually drafting.
Yeah.
So regardless of it, whether Fields or Mac Jones goes, I guess in that thing, it also said that Fields and Trey Lance, if they're available, then it's maybe more of a toss-up. I don't know. But if the Broncos are at 9 and Trey Lance is there, we've talked about this, I think, in both of the last episodes, so I don't want to, say shit we've already said. I'd be happy with them taking Trey Lance at 9.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have to start right away.
Right. And that's something that Woody Page said yesterday is that Drew Lock's going to start the season, he thinks, no matter what.
Right.
I don't think that's true if you draft Justin Fields.
No, because you would think Justin Fields...
Trey Lance.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the difference between Fields and Trey Lance, right? If you really just want to go down to nuts and bolts and fucking drill bits, Justin Fields more ready to start right away. Has a much bigger resume from college, and Trey Lance is, to me, that's like the biggest gamble too. Huge gamble. But the athletic skills are there, and similar to, I guess, like like Josh Allen. Like, you've got all the tools, you just need to mold the guy. But you can make that argument for Drew Lock too. Like, all the tools are there. He's probably not as fast as Lance or Fields, but he's got 2 years of NFL experience. Anyway, another Bronco off the team, Will.
Right. DeMarcus Walker, defensive end DeMarcus Walker, has gone to an AFC team. No, he's gone to the Houston Texans. He's gone to the Houston Texans. Like you pointed out before the show, this is where every unwanted Bronco goes. If you want to go to Bradley Roby, Demaryius Thomas, Phillip Lindsay, going back, I can think of like Chris Clark, the tackle. Now DeMarcus Walker. The Texans have like 150 players on their roster.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
They've got 100 guys on 1-year deals.
Yeah. This feels like just a 10-year-old with ADHD playing Madden. That's who's running the Texans right now. It's
like a NBA super team, but they're all like it'd be like all seventh man players, not your sixth man.
They're all Mike Millers.
Yeah, just a bunch of Mike Millers.
Yeah, it's a guy who can like shoot a three when someone else is doubled, except no one's doubling Mike Miller, so it's just a bunch of Mike Millers.
Yep, that's perfect. DeMarcus Walker, second round pick that didn't pan out. Based on the video you and I are working on, the worst ever first round between the year 2000 and 2013, my new stance is don't ever draft guys from Florida State.
Yeah, I don't think so, because you could end up with EJ Manuel.
Was he Florida State too?
Yeah, he's Florida State.
Damn. So
he's the guy right after Ponder.
Okay, so EJ Manuel, DeMarcus Walker didn't work out. Jameis Winston, Florida State, right?
Yep.
And then Janikowski and Bjorn Werner.
Yeah, you got a German guy and Werner, and a Polish guy.
Yeah.
Polish kicker and Janikowski, obviously. Glad they didn't play together at the same time. Might not have gotten along. Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting video. So we're trying to decide we narrowed it down, or you narrowed it down to what's the worst first round of all time. And we picked between the 2000 draft class, first overall pick. I bet most people don't even know who went first in that draft. It was Courtney Brown.
Yeah.
It was a Penn State defensive end. Ended up playing for the Broncos at the end of his career. And then in 2013, a little more recent, so you probably remember, it goes Eric Fisher, Luke Jokel, Deion Jordan, I think. And then like Lane Johnson, who ends up being the best player in the top 5 after the third tackle taken. Just a horrible, horrible draft class. Terrible quarterback class more than anything.
Both were.
Your quarterbacks are the only first rounder is EJ Manuel. And then your second rounder is Geno Smith.
Yeah, and then the 2000, Chad Pennington was the first quarterback taken at pick. Where the fuck was that? 18.
Like
18. So the Raiders take a kicker before a quarterback, but the Jets. Holy shit! How did we not mention this? The Jets had 3 first-round picks that year. So they go Sean Ellis, John Abraham, and then Chad Pennington.
That's actually pretty good. That's really good.
Yeah, so they actually they kind of like the Bears did as well, because the Bears took Brian Urlacher, and then they take Mike Davis in the second round. And then the Bears also, in the 2013 draft that was really bad, they get Kyle Long at pick 20. So
yeah, and the Vikings had 3 picks in 2013 also.
Ah,
They had Sharif Floyd, Xavier Rhodes, and Cordero Patterson.
yes.
That is not the
All
draft at 3 picks. I'll just say
Yeah,
that.
that's all in the 20s. So, what I was going to point out that I was a little disappointed in you with, Will. So we referenced Lavar Arrington, who was taken after Courtney Brown. Fuck
Yeah.
it. There's some things we didn't talk about. Washington picked 2 and 3 in 2013. So they take
Right.
Lavar Arrington and Chris Samuels. But Lavar Arrington, so, I'm searching for an image of Lavar Arrington. And the thing that comes up is Lavar Arrington dressed as J.J. Watt for Halloween denies wearing whiteface.
I did not hear about this.
And there's a photo of him dressed as J.J. Watt when his nose is all bloody.
Uh-huh.
And Lavar Arrington
Oh, I
was
see it.
yeah, Lavar Arrington's like, it wasn't whiteface, it was white makeup to make the blood stand out.
What do you think that is?
But
I don't care. I'm not offended.
that's the thing, like,
white man myself.
you can go whiteface. Like,
Dave
there's
Chappelle
no,
did it for years.
Hollywood did not employ white people. And
Excuse me, have you seen White Chicks?
yeah, like, it's okay to go
Man,
whiteface because there's no racist background to its origins. But I just thought it was really funny that came up when I was looking for Lavar Arrington, and I was like, Will,
Yeah.
you should have
USA
known
Today.
that.
I really should have, and I
You
apologize.
should have known that.
That's it is so funny. Just looking down at the picture of him, and then like how closely it looks like JJ Watt's skin tone in this picture, at least. His skin just looks like kind of almost like greenish in that Houston, in the dome under the lights there. Either way, wow. Wait, he was on NFL Network when he did this? He was on Good Morning Football.
Oh, it was Good Morning Football?
Yeah. There's
Oh,
a picture of him on Good Morning Football in whiteface.
Yeah, I'm just going to screen share it. So you can see J.J. Watt and then Lavar Arrington. So silly. Like the way he's like sitting there with his arms crossed. It's a pretty good costume.
I like how instead of painting his arms white, he just went with white sleeves.
Much easier.
And then his regular hands. No gloves over those.
Much easier. Anyway.
I'm glad. We need to fit that in. I'm glad you caught that.
Yeah, that would have been a huge mistake.
Let's go to
No.
a guy from
Let's go to basketball teams are entering the final month of the regular season as they gear up for the playoffs. While some teams are locks to make the playoffs, others are still fighting for their opportunity to chase the trophy this summer. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is putting you in the center of the action with a chance to turn $1 into $100 in free bets. Turning $1 into $100 is simple. Pick any basketball team to win their next game, and if during that game the team of your choosing hits a three, you bring home $100 in free bets. That's 100 to 1 odds on the team of your choosing to hit a tray. And they don't even have to win. DraftKings, safe, secure, reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your funds at your convenience. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code DNVR when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 in free bets if the basketball team that you choose hits a three-point basketball in the goal shot. That's code DNVR to turn $1 into $100 in free bets for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Got to be 21 or older. Colorado only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call Will's mom. And then call 1-800-522-4700.
Her number is 916-8.
Okay, what were you going to do next? Washington or Donald?
So I was gonna go from J.J. Watt, multiple time defensive player of the year,
Smart.
another defensive player of the year, multiple
Fuck,
time.
I fucked up your
Aaron
segue.
Donald, whom we owe an apology.
Yeah. I'm going to have to, I'll address this in a video
Conclusions.
Monday, but
Yes, because obviously the last thing we want to do is piss off Aaron Donald.
correct.
So
Correct.
we kind
Because
of screwed ourselves there.
here, okay, so all right, TMZ. Let me just get the details out of this real quick. So you probably saw the video on my main channel yesterday. Aaron Donald gets into a bar fight or outside a bar, and the guy DeVincent Spriggs filed a police report against him, was suing Aaron Donald. And the guy got beat up pretty bad, so it didn't look good for Aaron Donald based on the details that were initially released. And this is where you get into a tough situation if you're reporting on this stuff and also making a bunch of jokes about it, is more information always comes out. And I've learned you try to be careful. It's why I waited so long to do the Deshaun Watson episode. And the details that came out, one is a video. I'm not going to show it because YouTube don't like when you show the fight videos. So there's surveillance footage of Aaron Donald outside. The fight's happening, and it looks like he's kind of tries to pull some guys away from beating
Right.
the hell out of this dude. He doesn't attack the guy. So based on this video, it doesn't look like Donald strikes him. Then from TMZ, Casey White, Aaron Donald's attorney, he basically stated, I'm going to paraphrase here, that the guy was kicked out, and apparently they were at somebody's residence above the club, the nightclub. Anyway, the guy got kicked out for running in and elbowing Aaron Donald. The guy was waiting for Aaron Donald in an alley outside of where they were at, had a bottle, tried to attack Aaron Donald with the bottle, apparently hit Aaron Donald in the head, even though Donald ducked it. So that knife training probably pays off a little bit, and Aaron Donald has a bump on his head, apparently. But the guy attacked him with the bottle, and then Aaron Donald's friends and brother came to his defense, and then they were the guys who finished off attacking the dude who attacked Aaron Donald. And so if this guy attacked Aaron Donald and then got beat up and then is suing him, obviously looks really bad for the other guy now. Complete 180. Donald looks like he's going to be in the clear. I don't think these charges will stick. There's no evidence, and based on the eyewitness accounts, nobody's putting Aaron Donald in the wrong. So that is good news for him and the Rams. And here's the thing I feel bad about doing, was I brought up a bunch of video clips of Aaron Donald losing his cool during football games. And so I was basically just using that for a joke that Aaron Donald needs anger management therapy. And I shouldn't have tried to paint him in that light until we got more info. Even though I wasn't taking like a super serious approach to it, that's what I feel bad about. My apologies, Aaron. Donald. Sir.
Aaron,
Sir
we're
Donald.
sorry.
Sir Donald.
We're
Okay.
sorry. Please don't hurt us.
Yeah, please
Yeah, you
don't
can.
hurt us.
Yeah, you can. Okay. I think you covered that one pretty well. I want to talk about the Washington football team because they've been putting out surveys to media, I think season ticket holders. We're going back to TMZ, basically. This is another TMZ story.
Why doesn't TMZ just buy my YouTube channel?
They should.
Come on, TMZ. We can make...
Yeah. We should make TMZ videos where, you know how like the TMZ TV show where they're always in the office and the one guy, like Harvey's like standing up and he like the camera always moves around to people sitting at their desk, but it's just you and me.
Yeah.
And it's like super fast editing. Okay. So there was a survey sent out to media and season ticket holders. And I'm going to run through these names kind of rapid, kind of fast pace. So you stop me if you hear one that you like. Okay.
I will
There's
stop
quite a
you.
few. We got the Washington Aces, The
No, it's horrible.
Washington Ambassadors,
Nope.
Washington Anchors, Washington Archers, Washington Armada, Washington Aviators. That doesn't make sense. Washington Beacons, Washington Belters. You know, like
Wait, what's a belter?
The Beltway, I think.
Oh, I don't like that it's about the Beltway, but I do like belter.
Don't.
And I like it. The idea of a logo
get
is
Adrian
just
Peterson
a
back on your team.
what?
I said, don't re-sign Adrian Peterson.
Touche. And I like their logo is just a close up of a guy's bulge with a big belt above it. The belters.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna put that on our list. The Washington Brigade, the Washington Commanders, the Washington Defenders. That's the XFL team. You got the Washington, and this is the headline: Washington Demon Cats.
Yes.
Interesting. All right, this is not a Washington. This is First City Football Club. I'm assuming there would be no Washington in it. And the abbreviation would be FCFC. Seems a little redundant.
Fuck. We're the fucks.
Fucks. Washington Griffins. I just think of Peter Griffin. Washington Guardians. Sounds weird. The Washington Icons. Washington Majors.
Lame.
Washington Monarchs.
Lame.
That's a WNBA team. Washington Pilots.
Lame.
Washington Presidents.
Not lame. Not right for football.
It's a little too on the nose.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I like it though, because it's kind of stupid, but in a fun way, stupid.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, could you just change your presidential logo every year and really like maximize your money?
Yeah. People don't respect the office these days, though. So
I don't think they ever really did.
Probably not. Washington Razorbacks, like Arkansas,
like Alabama or Arkansas. I mean, Arkansas.
Uh-huh. Washington Red Tails. This is one we've heard of for quite a while.
Yeah, and that one's all right.
It's all right. The Washington Red Wolves.
I think it's kind of a cool name. Doesn't make sense for Washington. Like, if that were like a Pacific Northwest team or even like, I don't know, Buffalo Red Wolves, somewhere where you think wolves might actually be close to. I don't know.
Okay. We have my personal favorite, the Washington Red Hogs.
Yeah, see, that's good. That is good.
That's what happens when you beat it too often, is you get a red hog.
Yeah, a red hog is I
really hate that, honestly.
You hate red hog?
I just want hogs. Red hog just sounds like swollen and
well, that's why it's better. It's a just finished ejaculating dick. Yeah. Will
it's a dick in the refractory period.
Yeah, it has just done its job. See, Hogs works with Washington because of the Hogs, the only famous offensive line ever, given a nickname, Pretty the much. Hogs. Like the Steelers had the steel curtain, but that was the defensive line, right? So, or their defense, but Hogs, Washington Hogs would be a great homage to the only time your franchise was relevant. Hogs is cool enough. Red Hogs gives it sexual innuendo, which I support all the time.
Okay. We'll put that on the list. Washington Renegades, boring. Washington Riders. Okay. Washington, no, this is a participle. The Washington Rising.
Oh.
The Rising.
Nah, it sounds like another attempt to overthrow the government.
The Uprising. The Washington Royals. That seems contradictory. The Washington Rubies. Like the Jack Rubies? I don't know about that. The Washington Swifts.
Swifts?
Swifts, like the Taylor Swifts.
Yeah, definitely just Taylor. You get Taylor
just call
Swift
them
as your logo? All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll fucks with that.
Okay, so there's 5 left. The Washington Warriors, which I like. It's boring, but it's, no one's going to make fun of you. Okay, so you got the Washington, D.C. Football Club, the DCFC. I guess DCFC kind of rolls off the tongue, but you got the Washington, D.C. Football Club. I would just go with the D.C. Football Club if that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, and why football club?
Yeah.
Stupid. What do you think this is? Soccer? Fuck you guys.
Keep that shit over. And
let me say this: who's the Washington's president? Jason. What's his name? Washington team president. Jason Wright, former player. Wright. His most important job is this name, and I think he's gonna screw it up. I think Jason is gonna screw it up because he said that the team is considering just keeping football team. That already says bad instincts to me. Based on like all of these options they're putting out, they're not even close. They're not even close to like narrow it down to 3 good options and then see maybe what your fan base wants. You've just like they're throwing shit to see what sticks, and they would probably choose like throwing shit and see what sticks as a name option at this point.
Yeah, I think a lot of these are just so generic.
Are there more? Are we done with this?
There's 3 more.
Okay, finish.
You got the Washington Wayfarers, like the sunglasses.
And the website.
The Washington. This is nice because you could have like John Travolta or William H. Macy as your mascot. The Washington Wild Hogs.
Yeah. Wild Hogs.
And then this one makes absolutely no sense to me. 32 FC.
What?
32 FC, and their abbreviation would be W32.
What the fuck? It doesn't make any sense.
Football Club? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
No. You go with Demon Cats.
That one in the trash.
Demon Cats, Red Hogs, or what's one
Belters?
More? What one? Belters.
Belters? Yeah.
We're Belters, Demon Cats, and Red Hogs.
I don't hate Belters.
Pro. I don't hate Belters.
I like something that's like a little like that's nice and regional, but not obvious.
Yeah. And Belter's cool. It's like a cool sounding name, Belter.
Belter. It sounds tough.
The Washington Belter Snatches.
Belter Snatches. It sounds like a made up name from Harry Potter.
Belter Snatch.
To tame the wild Belter Snatch. Anyway, I'm so glad the Broncos will never have to change their name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless like the next movement is like PETA driven.
Anti-animal.
Yeah.
So many teams are going to change their names then.
Yeah.
Eagles, Ravens, Dolphins. The animals don't have a say in the name, so you cannot have it.
Compensating them. Yeah, horrible. Well, those are your potential Washington football team names. They might just stick with Washington football team as well.
That would be a mistake.
The list, the survey sent out says these names are being considered by the Washington football team, but are not final and do not represent the complete list of names. Thank God.
Yeah, we actually have more stupid names for our list.
More shitty names.
Well, the thing is, like, Washington football team, they're going on close to a year of having that name or whatever, right? Or maybe over a year. And if you just leave a name long enough, people will accept it, and then they'll tell themselves they like it. So
I don't want that. I don't like Washington football team.
Yeah, nobody did. It's stupid. But now it's been around long enough where if you say something shitty about it, there's going to be a handful of people like, I actually don't mind it. Same thing with the Rams and their dumb logos and uniforms. The amount of people now defending it has increased because they're actually like, I kind of like the uniforms now. It's kind of grown on me a little bit.
It's Stockholm syndrome.
Yep.
Is what it is.
That's all it is.
It's Stockholm. Yeah.
It's like,
you know, you leave something out like in the entryway long enough, it just becomes furniture.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like, you just learn to, it's just a part of the scenery. Now.
Yeah, we got a box we need to return to Amazon. It's been in our entry hallway for weeks now. Now it doesn't even register in my brain that it's not supposed to be there.
All right, well, if it's there by the time I show up,
oh yeah, it might be.
Toss it in the trash. I'm sorry.
All right. Did we do it, Will? Did we do a podcast?
I think we did it. I think we have completed the podcast.
We completed the podcast.
Friday edition.
Friday edition. Thanks for listening. Thanks for letting me vent about this drill bit being in my wife's tire. Will is waiting for a plumber at his house, so things are going great.
Yep.
Good night.
And John Elway didn't play with an ACL.
Good luck.